be online. I think that's what I made the title of this because it's like it kind of pisses me off, honestly, for many different reasons. One, it's not realistic because kids are online. So telling parents or people or kids that they shouldn't be online is irrelevant, and it doesn't necessarily make sense because we are online talking about this because and kids are online and they will always be online. Now, or if you're saying like there are certain age groups that it's better if they're not online, if we can give more support to parents and teachers and educators and schools and the community to give additional resources, other resources, so that kids don't always have to be online, sure, I love that. I'm actually reading this book called Power On by Ash, and they talk about that in the book in terms of our topics around like screen time, right? And how it's like, oh, we shouldn't give kids screen time, or like screen time shouldn't be used as a babysitter. And it's like, that's great and all, but if parents don't have the support, the village, the people to support them and help them, then screens are going to be used, and it can be used in a good manner, right? If we're looking for, like, we can talk about looking for safer screen time, right? We can give safer screen time options, or like different ways that you can engage with screen time with your kids. But just saying that kids should never have screens or never be on social media or never have video games or never be online is not necessarily seeing the problem for all that it is, right? It's okay if that's your idea for your family and for your child and that works best for you and your family. I think that's phenomenal and it's great. But saying that for everyone, it's like there's so many situations, there's a lot of nuance when it comes to this conversation. So for instance, if you want to have like safer screen time for your kids, I recommend Sensical, Sensical, and it's a free app that can be an alternative to YouTube Kids if YouTube Kids are not working for you. I think YouTube Kids can be absolutely amazing. You can use the approved content only mode for YouTube, where they can't search any YouTube video they want. It's not an auto scroll. And there's specific channels or specific videos that you can choose for your kids to watch. And that is all that they can watch on the app. So that's one great way of like using YouTube in a safe manner. Of course, there's YouTube like supervised versions and parental controls and parental monitoring, but there's also just different alternative apps for your kids to have healthier, more safer screen time, right? So when it comes to kids and inappropriate content, I really love Kathleen Hema. She has some really great resources on helping you have the modern day talk with your kids about intimacy and corn and all of that, right? And so when we're talking about kids not being on social media, I think that it's better for us to talk about what are ways that kids can be on social media safely. How long can you wait to give your kids social media, which I believe the longer the better, in terms of waiting until 13, 16, right? That can be a great period of time where your kids can figure out themselves and learn emotional regulation and whatever before they're on social media. But also they can learn it while they're on social media. There's so many resources, there are many channels online, there's many programs that use the online world to help your kids. Many kids find a sense of community being online. I know I felt that as a kid. I was a bookworm as a kid. I loved books. I loved playing around. I loved like doing things with my friends offline. And I really, really found a sense of belonging and community as a kid through the online space. And it built myself as a person. It built teamwork. I built friendships, built relationships, built businesses, built my career through under the things that were going on through social media, and also video games, Google, YouTube, that type of stuff. So seeing social media and seeing a phone as a tool can be really helpful, but creating a plan where it is a tool and it's actually helpful is the best. And so again, that's why I'm like, ooh, saying kids should never be online is like irrelevant, because not, like we said in the beginning, kids are online, but also how can you use in a way that works best for you? So when it comes to trying to get your kids on your side, so for instance, let's say that, hey, you don't want your kids online and you want to wait as long as possible, but you're trying to get your kids to be on your side. Like, hey, I understand your point of view. Maybe I hate it sometimes. Maybe I feel left out because all my friends have social media or a phone, but I feel better because we're in this together. And one documentary I recommend you watch with your kids is The Social Dilemma. It goes really deep into the social media algorithms and how the phones work and how dopamine works and getting you addicted to your phone and social media. And it can really create a conversation between you and your child about the dark side of the internet. one thing I want to point out when you're watching shows like this with your kids, or documentaries or videos, or having these discussions with your kids, is you truly, truly want to focus on both the good, the bad, and what I call like the good, bad, ugly, and beautiful of the entire space. So often when we're talking about this, we do focus a lot. And I know even with my videos, like I focus a lot on, hey, here are the dangers, here's how to protect your kids. And when you're talking to your kids, not only do you want to talk about the dangers, but you want to reaffirm and also tell your own side of the good side, right? This is how I met your father, right? This is how I met your mother. This is how I connect with your cousin in a different country. This is how I connect with my, my niece or your cousin. This is how I connect with my sister who lives in a different state. This is like, I really love going to YouTube to figure out like a different recipe. I got a new baking recipe from TikTok, right? So you're not only showing that you're using social media or gaming or whatever as a way to like enhance your life, to get more joy, to find more education. A lot of us have learned many different cultures and situations that are happening all around the world because of social media. And so you can use that as a way to tell your kids, hey, this is the pros of social media. Then you can also talk about the cons. The reason why you want to first start with a connection and what you love about social media before you get into the dangers of it or the bad side with your kids is because, one, I believe in connection before correction, right? That's just number one. Number two, nobody wants you to talk about all the horrible things of something that you like. Like if you have a favorite show, right? And let's say it's like the Gilmore Girls, right? Or like Matrix, right? And someone's like, that's the most horrific show. It's the worst thing in the world. And here's why. And actually there's a better show. Are you listening to them? No, like, cause you know what I mean? You just dog down the show that I like. Like, no, I don't. You can just be like, hey, I watched the show. I like this aspect. The show in general wasn't for me. Like, I wasn't the target audience for the show, but I totally see how other people can like it. Like, it's not even about being politically correct. It's just, you're just connecting and having a moment and saying your opinion. And so when you're talking to your kids about, Snapchat or YouTube or Roblox or TikTok or whatever, and you go in with, gaming is a waste of time, and you have to think about how are you using your time because you have all of these goals, and there's so many things you need to do outside of gaming and outside of being on social media. Do you think your kids are listening? No, obviously not. I remember myself as a kid, I was absolutely not listening to my parents when the discussion started like that, which I felt like as a kid it always did. It was like, social media is bad, gaming is bad, it's a waste of time, but here's how to stay safe. Don't talk to strangers, don't share your information, don't do this, don't do that, and tell me if anything goes wrong. Did I tell them when something went wrong? No, never. I was contacted by predators. Did I tell my parents? No. I was cyberbullied. Did I tell my parents? No. I saw inappropriate content. Did I tell my parents? No. Because most of our focus on the conversations was focused on don't do this, don't do that, danger this, danger that, bad this, bad that, a waste of time. And so I didn't feel like there was a space for me to share something that was bad without that bad thing becoming the entire identity or the entire experience, right? Because my gaming experience was nuanced. There's so many things that were happening. And so if I wasn't comfortable talking about the good stuff, then why would I feel comfortable talking about the bad stuff? And that's the foundation of protecting your kids online. That's why I created the SAFE method of protecting kids online. So safe spaces, accountability, fun, and empathy. I go really, really deep into it in the Protect Kids Online membership and also my free Protect Kids Online resource library. All of it is inside of my profile. I don't know if I can link things here, to be honest, but it's in my profile. And I have links to all of the things. I have like deep guides on talking to your kids about social media safety, gaming safety, so that everyone is on the same page as much as possible. It doesn't mean that your kids are not going to be pissed off or annoyed about a decision that you make. It's that there is an underlying understanding, a foundation of connection over controls, right? A foundation of understanding versus misunderstanding. Will there be moments where they don't understand something? Yes. Are there going to be moments that you don't understand something? Yes. We're all human. But you don't want that to be the foundation of like, nah, it's what I say or the highway, right? So when it comes to the online space, because kids are online already, and you can't just be like, kids shouldn't be online. Like, excuse me, they're already on there. But because of that, it's so important to start with a place of understanding and connection so that your kids can actually listen to you. So anyways, if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you for being here. My entire channel is helping parents protect their kids online. I'm Cyber Farida. I am an award-winning Forbes 30 under 30 internet safety expert. I have a background in cybersecurity awareness and threat intelligence, and growing up in the digital age as a kid, gaming for 15 plus years, talking to strangers, having social media, having forums, all of that. And I'm taking my experiences to help you understand how to keep your kids safe in the digital age without alienating your kids or like creating a rift in your conversation. So thank you for being here, and make sure you're subscribed and let me know what questions you have. Bye.